Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakodash. That's the true power of heaven and earth. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and continually teach us this truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that's laboring in his word and truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this could be an edifying video. Not going to be a long video. Title is going to be As the Days of Noah. Okay? Because people are still acting like nothing's going on. Okay, people, when you look at these people in the world, it's like it's just a normal day in Babylon. You know, we're in the end of the world, man, which is the end of Esau's world. Okay, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay, we're in the end of this current age. Okay, there's a lot going on. Okay, as you see right here, it says U.S. has ordered its military to strike any IRGC naval vessels in missile positions that pose an immediate threat to ships passing through the straits. Because, as you see in the article above it, U.S. destroyers enter Gulf as part of ship escort mission, U.S. military says. So what the U.S. military is trying to do, they're trying to escort ships through the Strait of Hormuz because Iran got it on lock. And Iran then already said this is a violation of the ceasefire agreement. And it came out that yesterday, Iran had sent a 10-point plan to Babylon. I believe it was to end the war, something like that. But Trump was like, nah, we ain't accepting that. So there ain't no peace. Okay, and gas is going to keep going up because now they're saying, well, we got to see if it's true or not. I did see the reports where they say 2 missiles, as you see these other people reporting that 2 missiles hit a U.S. warship after it ignored Iran's warnings. So, you know, reports are saying that they successfully hit it. You know, I got to see more reports on that. I plan on listening to Judge Napolitano live streams today. Okay, he's going to have Larry Johnson. He's going to have Scott Ritter. He's going to have Jeffrey Sachs. So, you know, going to be a lot of good information coming out. But nonetheless, you know, is looking highly, you know, Lord willing, this war is going to fully resume this week. And if this is true that Iran has hit a U.S. warship, this war is back on. Okay, and I don't believe it's going to stop this time. Okay, because it's too much going on. All right, and Putin, he had a 1 point, they say it was either hour and 30 minutes or hour or almost 2 hours phone call he had with Trump. He pretty much told him like, hey, man, you know, this war that you're doing with Iran is unacceptable. Okay, so we're going to see Russia get more involved. Okay, China's going to get more involved. Okay, it's a lot going on. Meanwhile, you people are acting like nothing's going on. All right. Let's go straight to it. This is Matthew. And let me put my phone in airplane mode so I don't get no calls. This is Matthew chapter 24. Because I had did a first recording and got a call and it ended it. So put it in airplane mode. But this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man. No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. So no one knows the day, hour, or second when Yahweh Shai is going to come and save the elect and Esau will be fully brought down from power. We don't know the exact day is going to happen, but we have the signs. The writing is on the wall, man. Okay, this war, we're already in World War III. It's only going to continue to escalate further. Okay, and eventually the dollar will fully crash, the stock market will collapse, and they will usher in the digital blockchain system, which is the plan of the elite. It's their NWO plan. Okay? And as the scriptures say, no man may buy or sell save he that had the mark. Okay, that mark is the CHIP. Once they push that, we can be out of here in weeks. It ain't gonna be long, because once they fully push it, and it gets to the point where if you don't take it, you're thrown in prison or you're put to death. We're not gonna be here long. It could be weeks, and Yahweh Shai is gonna come and crash the party. Okay. But reading on, but as the days of Noah, which is referring to Noah, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. The Son of Man is Yahweh Shai. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. Right. So Noah, he was prophesying, they say about 100 years or a little over 100 years, prophesying that a flood was coming, and nobody believed him because at that time we didn't have rain. You had the dew of heaven. You had the dew that would be on the earth. So he was warning, like, look, the Most High is about to flood the earth, and no one listened. Okay, what were they doing? They were eating, drinking, giving in marriage, just like they doing today. All right, people are planning vacations, planning weddings. Everybody got in their mind what they want to do. No one is thinking about what the Lord is about to do other than the true believers. Okay? And the prophets are warning you. So there's no excuse. The prophets are warning you. And that's why we're going to laugh at you people, man. When all this judgment come, as the scriptures say, at death and famine, thou shalt laugh. Because you people, here it is, we telling you the truth, and you take it lightly. That what they're saying ain't true. You'll laugh at us, make a mockery of what we believe in. But we're going to see, man, because no one will have the answers of what's going on other than the true men of the Lord, the servants of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Those are going to be the only ones that will have the answers to what's going on and divine protection. And that's all a part of the Lord making a man more precious than fine gold. So reading on, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So we already know that the masses ain't going to listen. And, we don't care about that because we understand this is only for the elect, which is a small number of men, women, and children of the nation of Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We're not out there to wake up Edomites, to wake up these other heathens. Yeah, they hear their judgment. We tell them what's coming, whether they believe it or not. Because at the end of the day, the Lord is going to do everything he said he would do. Okay? And we don't have a doubt about it. And we're seeing it all come to pass. And that's why it's amazing that, gas prices is up. It's a lot going on, man. It's just cruise ship. I didn't look too deep into it, but I seen an article yesterday. It's a cruise ship where I think they said 5 people were dead from this outbreak that's going on that cruise ship. Or they're like severely sick. Something like that. So, you people going on vacation, you getting judged, man. But it just amazes me how people can pretend that nothing's going on. They truly think that things are going to die down. Things are going to go back to so-called normal, which nothing is normal here. Okay? But, the writing is on the wall. This nigga Esau is through. You people, you don't want to accept reality. Well, guess what? The Lord, he's going to force you to accept reality. See, when hyperinflation fully sets in and famine and, civil unrest and, cannibalism, okay, the Lord has judgment going on out here, man. Dead bodies in the streets. It's literally going to take it to get there for people to fucking realize what's going on and to desire the men of the Lord, because you're going to know the men of the Lord spoke these things. And a lot of people going to blame the men of the Lord for their sufferings. And they're going to hate brothers, man, because they're going to feel like we're to blame for what they're going through. Okay? But you're going to want to find out what the men of the Lord was saying when it's too late. Let me grab that. This is Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, Not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, which the Lord is going to bring that. He just specifying what famine he's talking about in this particular verse. It says, but of hearing the words of the Lord. So you're not going to hear these words anymore. Okay, brothers is diligently doing these sit downs, diligently going on the highways and hedges, presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice. Okay, for free, doing this in hope for mercy from Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, but not charging anyone, doing it for free, man. Okay, and you people that we see every week, you're going to be the first ones looking for us. It says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. So they're going to be looking for the prophets, because you're not going to be able to find us on YouTube. Okay, most likely the internet going to be shut down, but if it is still running, there's going to be a total blockade on anything they deem anti-semantics, as Elder Malcolm coins it. You know, that's a good way to say it. Anti-semantics. Okay, if they deem you as that, you will not have a voice on the internet. So there's going to come a time where the Lord is going to fully bring this famine of the word. We're not going to be out there speaking it, and that's when people really going to want to hear. Like, damn, man, those guys were right. You know, they said these things would come. They warned us that these things would come. You know, as it says in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, we fools accounted his life madness. Okay, you're going to realize you were a fool for not listening to the men of the Lord. Because all we're doing is blowing the trumpet. We're warning you. Okay? And here it is. This war is about to resume, which technically, if Iran did hit those U.S. warships, and then now the U.S. military is saying attack anything that they deem as a threat, because they're trying to force their way through the Strait of Hormuz. This is full on World War III. You know? Yeah, you people, you're still in La La Land. You're worried about what Meg Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson relation. You worried about that. You know, you worried about Drewski hosting the BET Awards. You know, just folly. You know, when here it is, we're about to see inflation get out of control, man, turn into hyperinflation due to extreme high oil prices, man. Okay. So I'm going to grab one more. Like I said, didn't want to make this a long video. And that's why the scriptures say, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, indicating there's a time where the Lord isn't going to be found anymore. This is Sirach chapter 5, verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. So a lot of you people, you getting ready to perish, man, because we're coming into the day of the Lord's vengeance. And you Israelites that heard this word, and you've heard it, the Lord even allowed niggas like Drewski to make a mockery of it, to mark a lot of people, man. Whether people saw that video and inquired, or saw it and scoffed and talked shit, which you had a lot of that. Of course, there's going to be more people talking shit than believers. There's going to be many more that shall perish than those that shall be saved, as the scriptures say. Like as a wave is greater than a drop. So we're not concerned about the scoffers and those that don't believe. We're only concerned with the elect, the true believers. Okay? Fuck 2/3 of our people, man. Fuck you. All right? And we're going to laugh at you when you on the wing, because we're already seeing it. You know, with the whole Spirit Airlines being shut down. You got Eve on video complaining. You know, it's always Eve. You know, gas prices going up. You got Eve on the video complaining and shit. And the Spirit Airlines fully shutting down is a major sign that this economy ain't doing good, man. You know? Now your super cheap flights is going. So it's clear as day this is the end, man. All right? But it's going to be as the days of Noah. People aren't going to see it until it's too late. But Lord willing, this was an edifying video. With that, I'm going to say shalom.